Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. So I don't really need to, but I am going to. I'm going to use the AI extension on it. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put this one going on the big field. No, I don't need to use the AI extension at all. What I can do is I can do one pass up here, like this. Just start that one going up there, one single pass. And when he gets to the top, I can set the hired help going up that direction. I don't need to keep too close an eye on it. Just need to grab it at some point when it's doing its turnaround and drop it down over to that side of the field just to, like, finish things off. So I want you right there. Just go forward slowly like that so that it keeps the straw coming out but doesn't pile it up too much. And then over and round. Let's just a little bit of gap on the side just in case I don't think anything changes all the way up through. Right, you go rushing off that way, and then I can go back to... Why did I stop? Oh, it's because I went and grabbed the combine. I should have set this one to unloading before I went and rushed off anywhere. That was a bit of a foolish mistake, but never mind. So we can put you right there and set you to unloading. You're nearly up across. I can't do anything with you for a second, so just going to need to wait for that one. But you here... You're almost done, so we got to also bring a vehicle up here so that we can get the hay. We'll do, well, it's this vehicle right here that I'm going to want for that, but I'm busy with other machines at the moment, so I can't really do anything with you. You've got 6,000 litres left. This one here, as I'm here with it right now, I will just follow it along the top end and then set it going down that side so that we've got a nice clean run on the ends of the field. It does make life a bit easier for us. We can do that. Bring you back round here like this. Straight in across there. Bring it out a little bit. Helper J. Helper J is the one that is doing the hay up there. So we've got that all raked up. All we got to do is go and pick it up off the ground now. And that's done. We're done, finished, finito. Everything is as it should be up there. Down this way, I can just grab that, and then I'll set the hired help running down through that way, and we're done on this bit. The other, well, the auger wagon, that one will be emptied out as well now. So you go that way. Off you go, and then this one right here will run off, and we will go and get that combine there unloaded. I'm going to actually, no, I suppose I'll be running on the crop if I go the other, if I wait until he turns round. So I may as well just run on the crop here and grab that bit right there. So that one is doing very nicely there. I can have you here. And we will go and unload this one. Well, I'll off-hitch this one. And then this tractor can go back to the main yard. Don't actually need to have this tractor up here for now. I'm going to want to do the ploughing around the outside edge of this field. So I've got the small-ish plough that is currently in the shed. But there is another plough that I've gotten hold of that I think might be a bit better. And the only thing is I'm not sure if I've actually got it on this save at the moment. I'm not sure if I activated it in my mods list before I started playing. I didn't do it this time, I know that much. But whether I did it last time, tell you what, let's have a look. Plows in here. Where are we? Where are we with the plows? Got to be here somewhere. Plows, right there. And I have... not got the one that I want. These are all right. They're not brilliant. Those are huge. I don't want them for marking out fields. It's not on this list. So at the moment, we'll just stick with the one that we got. But there is another one that is a bit wider. Unfortunately, though, it does have quite a horsepower requirement. And I don't think I've got any machine that'd be able to pull it. So despite the fact that it is a rather wonderful beast of a plow, it might not be very suitable for our playthrough. We might not actually be able to get any use out of it whatsoever, which is a little bit of a shame. It would be nice to be able to use the thing. I'm going to get this one. Actually, you know what? This one can stay right here. We'll just stop you there for a second because I want to get up to that one. So I'm going to take you and am I going to be able to unload the rest of what we've got here? Because of how slow this one's going to be climbing up that hill, I don't want to be driving up and down that hill too much. I think, actually, no, he's already on 50% going up there. He's only sort of been like 1.5. I'm going to stick with that one. That one's going to stay there. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to drive this up to the top field. We have 97,800 litres of barley on board right now. Listen to that engine. Oh, yes! I love this. I so love this vehicle. Ducky, I don't know where... I don't even know if Ducky watches my videos anymore. But, Ducky, if you're watching, I don't know where you got the actual truck from. If you had anything to do with the sound files or anything on this. Oh, so good. That is just beautiful. Quite possibly, this is one of my absolute favoritist mods, just because of the I was going to say sound and noise at the same time. Didn't quite come out right. Just because of the sound that this one makes, going up through the gears like that. Ah, and then that engine braking. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. The sound files on this truck are absolutely astounding. They are brilliant. Why we don't have sound files on the base game trucks like this, the lorries in the actual game, I don't know. I cannot fathom why we don't have that on the base game. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, but never mind. I know we haven't got them, but there we go. So what I'm going to do with this one is he's going to sit up here, and he's going to collect off of this combine as and when his combine needs it, and until I get the other tractor up here with the other combine. Once I've got both combines up here, then we can go back to the grain being collected with our other machine, with our tractor and our overloader. That's what it's there for. We don't want to be driving on the field with this too much. It will cause some serious compaction, especially considering just how much grain we've got in here. So let's just go over here and get out of the way a minute. Park up there. Fortunately, you don't have engine brakes when you're going at 10k, so we don't get to enjoy that one any longer. Let's go to you. You are full. We want this bad boy right here. Spin round. So it was... If I take off now, the combine is going to be able to get the rest of the crop in this field without filling right up. So I can go and do that now. So we don't need to drive that truck out onto the field any longer once this one has been emptied. So I'm just going to let that one empty a minute, and I'm going to get this one and move it along. That means that our 330 is able to empty out completely and then start working again. The RSM 161 is chugging away in the field without, hopefully, any issues arising anywhere. We've got... He's recently emptied out. There he goes. Whizzing off across there. This one's going to be going on to the rake, and I need to get doing a little bit with the straw. In particular, I want to be gathering up the lines of straw that I've got on some of these headlands, which is going to make life a lot easier for running the rake with this one right here. Now, I am going to manually go around the small field, and we'll go and do that in a minute. I'm going to do that now, actually. And then once we've done that little bit, the rake itself will be able to go up and down and do gather up stuff with the Stroutman there and the Valtra that we've got, and yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to do. Once we've gone and got the actually, see, that's the thing. I can't really do much with getting the straw because I don't have anywhere to store it. But saying that, we got another straw harvest after this one because we're oats next. We'll be planting oats. So if we're going to go and plant oats next, I'm just going to leave that one there a second. And I'm going to go, not to you. No. Yeah, you're fine. Right, so let's get this one up the top. If we're going to go plant oats next, we're not going to need to worry about, like, all of the straw from this harvest. We can sell a little bit, so I can go and pick up some of the straw right now so that we can get the rake moving in the field and get stuff happening. Then I can go off and do the hay. After the harvest is completely done, we'll be able to sell all of the barley, and then we should have some storage for the straw, and then we can do something with the rest of it later on. So the important thing at the moment is getting storage for the straw. If I can get somewhere where it's all stored away, that is going to make our life a lot easier. So you are just coming up here. That's perfect. There on 99%. He's just about to turn around right now. So I can run alongside him and empty him out all the way up across the field. At least I'm hoping we will actually get to empty him out properly as we go. He's going to go up to there. He's going to reverse up. And while he's doing his turning maneuver, we will turn in here as well. So hopefully we can start unloading him as he comes into the field right there. Right, why are you... Oh, it's because he's not actually in the crop. Okay. Now I can follow him along, and we can stay in the crop, and we can stay along beside him as well. Get this one completely emptied. Once this one is done, the one down the bottom should be done with a little bit of combining that it's got left to do, and that one can be driven up here and make a start on the small field. This one's going to finish the big field before the other one even gets twice round the outside of the small field. That's fine. We can jump across the road and we can help. Oh, he's finished right now. We'll bring him up the back route. So I think that's what we'll do. Get this one on round and start unloading. I should go up to the end of the field and go round the end there and then straight down the road here so that I can put the spout out and just pull up alongside like this. All suave and swish. So let's just do that a second. There we go. Right, you unload into there. You'll be fine. And I want to go and get... Not you. You. You're all finished. And we're going to go up this road here, up to that top field. There is a big difference between this combine and the other one. 22 kilometers an hour this one has as a top speed. The other one... Wait. Whoa. I don't remember that. The other one has a top speed of 40k as it goes whizzing off up across the hill. What is that hut over there? I need to go and see it. I'll get the combine going. I'm not just going to abandon the combine right here, but we're going to run over there and find out what's going on there. There's a hut there right in the middle of nowhere. And I need to find out more. Do you want to know more? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Right. Go this way. We probably... Yeah, do you want to know more? That's a line that comes up fairly frequently in a film. It's quite an old film now. About 99, 2000, I think. Something like that. Really good film. I believe it is a film that has stood the test of time. You may disagree with me, though. I know that it's certainly not a film that is to everybody's taste. And if you're under 18, you better not have seen that film. It is definitely not suitable for anyone under the age of 18. But mainly because I'm pretty sure it's got an 18 rating on it. If it hasn't, it probably should have. It might be a 15. It might be. I don't know. That could be a borderline kind of thing. That could very definitely be a borderline type classification job. That one. But yeah, do you want to know more? It's all about do you want to know more, and citizenship does come into it. There is some citizenship. There's another clue for you right there, because I mean, anybody that's a big fan of the film will know exactly what I mean by do you want to know more. But yeah, just to help some of you out who may not necessarily have seen the film quite as many times as I have. Right, we're going to do that, and we're going to lift that one up, and we're going to use the center spread on this one. And then we're going to lower that down, and we're going to do some small windrows. Neat and tidy windrows like this. So we're going to come on round this field here. And yeah, that little bit out there, that can stay where it is, and we won't worry about that. But I'm hoping that I can get everything over in this corner. This corner is always a little bit tricky, and we are going to get rid of this corner. We're going to get rid of this entire field, so this won't be a problem. And when we do go to some of the other fields that do have corners against walls, we're not going to be quite so greedy with the amount of land that we try to get from said corner. We're going to be a little bit more restrained in what we attempt to do with it. So let me come up round there like that, and then we can move on into the next row. And I'm just gonna go round the edge a couple times. Again, there's another little bit there. I'm just gonna leave that. I don't think that matters. I think twice here like this, and then I can just kind of like move up and down the rows for the last couple of little bits. So we'll bring you in across there, move on round, and get the last bits up through here. And now I will start just kind of like driving up and down the rows. There's enough room with this machine. You do have to turn it off when you go across the rows, otherwise it does catch bits and like chuck it around. But there's enough room to pick it up and down without having to like leave a line and then go back and tidy up the last line at the end of it. Like some rakes you can't do that, but with this one, because it's like all in a straight line, the construction of this machine, it's very, very possible to go and do that, and it works out just fine. But most rakes, you do the outside round, then you do the straight bits up and down the field, and then you go back at the very end and you do the second round around the outside edge of the field, and that tidies up all the ends and the bits that are left over. And for a normal rake configuration, that is about the optimal way of doing it. Keeps everything neat and tidy. You got neat, tidy ends, and you don't go messing up. And it's very difficult, especially with the bigger ones. You just haven't got room to properly pick it all up. It just doesn't work like that. This one, however, that is absolutely fine. Right, I've now just changed the configuration back over so that it's dumping it on the left. I'm going to just stop it here a minute, and we're going to want to get some straw picked up. So I'm just going to stop you there. And then that combine's doing fine. You're stopped over here. So what I'm going to do, that big combine, like, we're kind of catching up with the the combines have kind of caught up with the harvest now. They've done just about all of the harvest. So I'm not going to worry too much about how they're doing. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just focus on getting the straw started, because we're going to want to be able to do something with that. So I'm just going to sit down there. Oh, no. I'm going to go to that one a minute. I'm going to stop the hired help. And then I'm going to go back up here a second, and I'm going to start that up again. Just in case there is a little bit, like, invisible grain there that I've gone and missed. And because it's on the AI extension, it's going around the outside edge of the field. It's supposed to be unloading as we go. That's why I'm going to leave you right here, unloading like this. I'm not going to leave you. I'm just going to sit here with you a second and unload it like this. it's only really that top end up there that I need to worry about. I guess I could drive a combine up there and go and do something with that so I could turn off the AI extension. I'm going to worry about it, I don't think. Just going to do that. Where are we? We want to turn that beacon off there. Go on a little bit like this, and right, press H there. So he'll do that. You hear that? I'm going to go over to that combine now, actually, and I'm going to unload a little bit more grain. Just get out in front of that one quick. Right, I'll just unload. There's only a few thousand litres that I can grab from it, but you know what? Actually, no. Let's just go over here and get this unloading in here, and then I will go to the straw. I will get to that straw eventually there, so we can dump you right in there like that, and then I can go to this one. I'm not going to worry about the bit in there. What I want to do at the moment is I just want to pick up the bits on the headlands on the fields. So I've got a little bit right here on this headland, which would probably have been faster if I'd brought the rake over and just scooped this into one pass. Never mind. And I'll go right out here to the edge there and just kind of like scoop that up like that. Shouldn't really be turning around that sharp. I mean, you can turn sharp, okay? I know I keep talking about this. I say this all the time. Shouldn't really turn very sharp. And yeah, you shouldn't really turn very sharp, but you can, right? If you are going to turn really sharp, it's better to disengage the PTO, and then once you've gone around the corner, engage it again. You don't want to be taking the PTO in and out of gear too much, because that also can have some issues. So you kind of want to turn in sweeping turns with the PTO still running. You don't want to be taking it in and out too many times, because there's a clutch on that one, and so you don't want to like keep jumping it in and out on its clutch, because it will spoil it. But at the same time, going around a corner really sharp, and if you have to do that too much, that can also go and spoil things. So you kind of like you got to pick the option that is best for the particular circumstances that you're in. So like I'm coming up here, and I know that I'm going to have to turn round at the end here. So I can either disengage the PTO and potentially cause a little bit of damage to the clutch and stuff like that. I know that tractors these days are an awful lot different to how they used to be. You still did it on the clutch. It's just, yeah, like it. I was always told that it's bad practice to keep popping it in and out of the using the PTO too often. You can do it some, but you don't want to do it too often. You kind of like you got to pick the best option of all of them. It's a bit like changing a gear on a car. You want to change the gear on a car to run the optimal speed, but you don't want to be you wouldn't drive along the road changing up and down a gear without actually needing to. Like, it wouldn't do the vehicle a lot of good. Like, it would wear... Those clutch plates, they do wear out over time. And so if you're constantly changing gear when you don't need to, it's going to wear it out a little bit faster. And it's kind of the same for the PTO. Now, these days, granted, it's probably a lot better for the machine to engage and disengage the PTO than it is to go round the corner too fast, but it also does depend on what you're pulling along behind it. Like this one right here, when you engage the PTO, it's got all of the gears, everything is running on this rake, on this forage harvester right now. Like, you got chains inside it, you've got the pickup, you've got the knives all spinning round, so there's quite a lot of stuff that is actually active at the moment. So you disengage your PTO, you're not just potentially causing a bit of wear on the tractor itself, but you're also potentially causing wear and damage on all of the parts of the forager that are starting up and stopping whenever you engage or disengage the PTO shaft. You start up your power supply to the forager. Everything then suddenly comes under load, and it puts strain and pressure on every gear, every belt, every tensioner, everything suddenly gets a load of pressure on it. That pressure is alleviated once the machine is running, but that first bit where it's engaging and starting it up, that can put an awful lot of pressure on a machine. And in my experience in the past, I know I talk about a lot of experience that I've had with farming, but I haven't been a full-time farmer for about 15 years, maybe a bit more than that. It was the last time that I had a full-time job working on a farm. So in that time, that's more than it's a decade and a half, and even then I was generally working on, like in the last 5 years, I was working on farms that had some pretty antiquated machinery at the time as well. So like you got 2 decades of machinery advancements that I'm not really fully aware of, and things may be a little bit different now to how they run, but I don't imagine they've changed that much. Right, what have I done with you? You have now gone all the way around the outside edge of the field. I'm going to bring you back a bit, and I'm going to leave you here so that you can do another pass around the outside edge. I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to run over to the small combine and unload that one first. And then once that's done, we can come back over and we can do that one. I've got $5,000 that we've just got from that 3/4 of a trailer load. I go whizzing up here. So my experience with the machines that I've operated is you don't want to be starting and stopping a PTO too often. It's not going to do it a lot of good. It's not going to do the tractor much good, and it's not going to do the machine behind it much good. And I mean, the biggest damage is definitely going to be on the machine behind it. The machines that I've seen breaking down, frequently it happens when you're engaging the PTO and you're putting all that sudden pressure on everything on the machine. And yes, you start it on low revs. You have the tractor on low revs and you engage it very, very slowly and carefully, but there is still a big load that suddenly gets rammed onto every single moving component in the machine, and so it does put a lot of pressure on it. And that is naturally going to have an effect on the machine, like the forager or a muck spreader or a baler or whatever it is that you might happen to be doing. It's going to put a lot of pressure on it. I used to do a lot of baling, and there was anybody that's done a lot of baling, you either have on the baler, a lot of balers these days have slip clutches on them. Oh, so amazing, using a baler with a slip clutch. That is just such an amazing thing. But they do also, some of them still come with shear bolts on them, and there's a shear bolt that is applied to the flywheel. So the flywheel keeps going, the shear bolt snaps, and the rest of the baler stops. The number of times that I have personally experienced it, seen it on other people doing baling, they go to engage the PTO and the shear bolt snaps. Shear bolt is getting slightly weaker from having not broken for a few days, and then just the action of starting up the PTO, bang, there he goes. And so then you've got to get out, you've got to go and change the shear bolt. I hated changing the shear bolt. There are people who will happily go and change a shear bolt at the beginning of the day, and then they spend all day sitting in there. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.